Though Sfiras HaOmer seems at first to be a relatively easy mitzvah to accomplish, the Rishonim have pointed out to us that there are implied complications in understanding the directives of the Torah. And in fact, there are several different positions on how you count the Omer in fact. The first position is the position of the Shulchan Aruch, which most of us follow. And that is that you count the days and the weeks every day of Sfirat HaOmer. As I said, this is the position of the Tur and the Shulchan Aruch. The second position, that of Reb Zrachia HaLevi, in the Baal HaMor, who says that you don't have to count the weeks every day. You only mention the weeks on the completion of a week, so that you count the first day, the second day, but on the seventh day, you say it's a week in the Omer. The same thing is true in the 8th day, 9th day, and 10th day, when you don't count the weeks. But when you get to the 14th day, then you say it's 2 weeks in the Omer. Rabbeinu Ephraim, a third position, is that you don't have to ever count days except for the first 6 days, when there's not yet a week. Then you count days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the 7th day, and then whenever you finish a week, you count days and weeks. Days and weeks. And then on the 8th day and on, and then all the middle days of the weeks, you count the weeks, but not the days. Weeks meaning on the 8th day you say it's 1 week and 1 day. Right? So you have a further position, the position of the Rabbeinu Ephraim. The first position, which is our position, that you count the days and you count the weeks, are divided into two. There are two subcategories, two subpositions. The Rambam says that you have to count days and weeks every single day. But the Ran, as we pointed out, said that this is only a chumrah, that we added on ourselves, that me'ikar hadin, the obligation is only to count the weeks. So what all of this means to us is that if you made a mistake in counting the Omer, some would say you made a mistake in counting the Omer, do I have to count it over again? And do I have to make another bracha, which is always a serious matter? So if the mistake was that you counted the wrong day and you realized that you counted the wrong day, of course you have to do it over again with a bracha, because the first time that you counted the Omer, you really didn't do anything. And you said a bracha levatala b'shogeg. You mistakenly said a bracha levatala. But what happens if you counted the right number of days and weeks, but in the wrong way? In the wrong way. In such a case, I would say that the rule would be that if you counted the right number of days according to any of the positions enumerated here, even though you didn't count in the way we usually count, there is no need to count again and to say the bracha over again. In fact, I would say that saying the bracha is certainly not acceptable. If a person wanted to be machmer and count again in the way we usually count, that would certainly be acceptable and a reasonable thing to do. But as long as you've counted according to some position or other that exists amongst the Rishonim, then you will probably have fulfilled your obligation fully. Especially we consider the fact that most Rishonim hold that the mitzvah of Sfirat HaOmer is a mitzvah d'Rabbanan, and therefore the important thing is to get the number of days and not necessarily to do it in the way it was done at the time of the Beit HaMikdash.